Hello everyone. Today we will prove the Leibniz test. This Leibniz test or Leibniz rule we have already studied in the previous lecture. I have already stated the statement. Now in this lecture I will try to prove the theorem. So let me write down what is the Leibniz rule exactly. So it says that if you have a rectangle, let f is a function from rectangle R, which is a comma b cos c comma d to R if it is a real valued function, and suppose it satisfies the two condition. Now condition number one, f is continuous on R. Second, dou f by dou x exists and continuous. And there is one more condition, that is here g of x is equal to integral c to d f of x comma y dy for all x belongs to a to b. So if f satisfies these three conditions, then we can say that then g dash x is equal to, so it says that you can take the derivatives on the both sides, so g is differentiable in short, and if you take the derivative, then g dash x is equal to this integration and derivative swaps. So integral c to d dou f by dou x at x comma y dy. Right? So I need to show that g is differentiable and uh, g satisfies the inequality, because then this equality holds. It's the proof is not difficult. We have to show that. So let's go for the proof. Our aim is to prove that g of x is differentiable, right? So what I will do, I will be using the Lagrange's mean value theorem of one variable, which we have studied, and definition of continuity to prove this theorem. So it is also given that g is given that f of x comma y is continuous on R. So R is basically a rectangle, close interval a comma b cross close interval c comma d. Now if I keep my x as a constant, then f of x comma y will be a function of only y, because if I keep x as a constant, since f is a continuous in x comma y, so it will be continuous in y if I keep x as a constant. Similar kind of argument I can say for the y also. If I fix y, then f of x comma y will be a function of x only, and it will be continuous in x comma y. So when we say f is a continuous in x comma y, then it is continuous with respect to each variable if we keep another variable as a constant. So let me write down that. So if y belongs to c comma d, so uh, if we fixed y belongs to c comma d, then f of x comma y is continuous in variable x, right? Similarly for the if I keep x as a constant fixed, then it will be continuous in y, but I don't need that. So time being, I'm keeping y as a fixed, so f will be a function of x only and it will be continuous. Also, in a given condition, it is given that if you observed in a given condition, it is given that dou f by dou x exists. So if I keep y as a constant, then f is a single function of one variable only. And when f is a function of one variable, then in that case we will not have any partial derivative. We will have ordinary derivative. So this dou f by dou x, instead of that, it will be df by dx. So that means df by dx exists and it will be continuous. That is what it says. So from 2, we can say that df by dx df by dx, which is basically f dash at x comma y. Of course, you remember that here y is constant. That's very important. Under this only we are doing this. So exist and continuous. So f is continuous. So df by dx exists. What does this mean? This means that f is derivative exists and continuous. That means f is continuously differentiable. So f is continuous as well as f is differentiable. Then now we are ready to apply a Lagrange's mean value theorem. Now when we are applying Lagrange's mean value theorem, so we make sure that we are applying Lagrange's mean value theorem in terms of variable x. So f of x comma y का सिर्फ x component ही change होगा. There will not be any change in the y component. So by Lagrange mean value theorem of one variable, I can say that f of x plus h comma y minus f of x comma y is equal to, now it is dou f by dou x. Since it is in one variable, dou f by dou x is same as df by dx at x plus theta h comma y, theta h comma y. So of course I forgot to multiply by h. So if you observe your one variable, it is f of b minus f of a is equal to b minus a in bracket, then dou f by or f dash at c. That is what you must have studied this. I do remember that is f of b minus f of a is equal to b minus a, and then we write here f dash at c. Now where does c belongs? We say c belongs to where c belongs to open interval a comma b. Now you observe this, instead of writing b, I have taken x plus h. So basically I have taken b minus a as h. So then if b minus a is h, then it is very clear that my b is will be a plus h. So instead of writing a plus h, I have said that x plus h comma y. So y is a constant, that is not an issue. Minus f of x comma y. So f of it should have been a comma b if you would have applied your normal methods. A comma y is equal to, then h, instead of h it will be b minus a. B minus a will be replaced by h, and dou f by dou x, x plus theta h comma y. Here very important thing is that theta is between 0 to 1, because this is a parameterization of a line segment joining from your a comma b and maybe this is a parameterization. So you should be make sure, means this writing this theta is equally important. If you do not write this theta, then you cannot you cannot complete you cannot write the Lagrange's mean value theorem. So this is basically a parameterization from x comma y to x plus h comma y, a line segment joining from x comma y to x plus h comma y. That is what x to x plus h. Well, that's okay. So let me number this as 1. This is my number 1. So this equality will gonna make me very important role in the theorem. Now let me go to ahead of it.